Hi, I'm Jose Antonio Vargas. Good afternoon. I'm actually in Des Moines, Iowa, this Saturday. I'm sorry that I can't be there with you at the Hispanic Student Festival hosted by Unidos Now. It sounds like such a really great event and a really important event. As you may know, I was 12 years old when I was brought here by my grandparents from the Philippines. Um, I loved America the moment I got here. It was in 1993. And went to middle school, graduated 8th grade, got to high school. And it was during my freshman year in high school when I actually found out that I didn't have the right papers, that I'm undocumented. After going to the DMV and the woman at the counter basically looking at my green card saying, "This is fake. Don't come back here again." Um, and my life basically got complicated, as I'm sure many of your lives who are listening right now, sitting there in the audience, some of you, many of you who are undocumented, are living through right now. It got complicated. It got really hard. And it got to the point where I was so discouraged that I just wanted to give up. Um, that I didn't see the purpose in, why even try? It's hard enough to get through high school, right? Hard enough to get into college. I think harder still when you have this, like, in your mind and weighing on you the whole time. But you have to keep going. Uh, you have to keep working. You have to want to keep succeeding. Um, because that's all you have. That's all I had. Success, getting good grades, graduating from high school, pursuing college, proving to myself that I am worthy, that I'm worthy of being here, that I have something to contribute to this society, um, that I am going to contribute to this society. That is something that I owed myself, that I owe myself, and that's something that I owe my family, uh, my relatives, my grandmother who worked and works really hard, and not just that, my teachers, my choir teacher, my high school principal, my English teacher, all these people who believed in me, regardless of what my immigration status is. Um, the hardest thing I think that undocumented students go through, and I know this because I went through it, is starting to think um, that starting to think that our lives aren't worth as much. But it is. But it is. Because again, no human being is illegal. And every human being, undocumented or not, has a right. Has a right to happiness, has a right to peace of mind, has a right to dignity. To dignity. Let me repeat that. Every human being has a right to dignity. And dignity means not just how people treat you, it's really how you treat yourself. And by that means pursuing college education. That's one part of it. By that, meaning trying to do everything you can to be an upstanding person in this country, to have something to contribute, to be able to say, all right, I may not have papers, but I'm earning what it's like to be here. That America is not a birthright to me. America is something I work for. America is something I earn. America is something I'm proud of. America is in my heart. Um, I'm actually in Des Moines, in Iowa, right now, as I said earlier. And I'm here to ask hard questions of the presidential candidates, the Republican presidential candidates, and also to ask and speak to Republican voters, who I think sometimes have oversimplified how they talk about a very complex issue. That it's not just about securing the border. That it's not just about telling people like us to get back in the back of a line, as if there's a line to begin with. There's no line. There's no process. And I'm here to help elevate, with Define American, how we talk about a very complex issue. You and I both know that illegal immigration is not just about people like you and me. Illegal immigration is about everybody in that room that you're in right now. It impacts your teachers, it impacts your principals, it impacts your pastors, it impacts employers, it impacts American citizens too. It's not just about us. So it's important that we have a fuller, more honest conversation with everybody about what this issue means and whom it impacts. Which kind of gets me to my last point that I want to make. It's so important, especially right now, you're still going through school. It's so important that you find, in any way you can, peace in your heart. It's so important that you find that peace, that center, that gravity in your heart and in your mind that no one can take away from you. I wish I could tell you right now that things are going to get better. That would be a lie. There isn't a magic wand that somebody would courageously wave, and all of a sudden we all have papers and all of this is dealt with. It's not going to happen easily. It's going to take a lot of compromise. It's going to take common sense, which is missing in our body politic. It's going to take a lot of patience. I've been waiting 18 years. Got here when I was 12. I'm 30 now. But what has kept me sane and what has kept me encouraged are, of course, my friends, my family that love me. And more than that, just as important as that, is this sense of peace and gravity and centeredness within me, that I know that when they say illegal, it's not me. That I know that regardless of all the doors that are shutting down, doors will always open, right? Scholarships are there. People are there willing to help. You belong to a community of people. And it is going to be your job to make sure that you find a door that opens whenever one shuts down and shuts right in front of your face. So it's really important. It's really important that you realize exactly what your role is in this society, in America, and how exactly, in whatever ways, you can contribute to it. Contribute to it. One last note. If you haven't already, please visit defineamerican.com. It's this organization that I founded with 3 of my other friends, all of whom have their papers. And it's an organization that really tries, and it's trying hard, to elevate and reframe how we talk about immigration and how we talk about this issue. Please, upload a video yourself. Go to the stories, defineamerican.com/stories. Upload a video yourself and tell us how you define American. Ask your teachers, ask your friends, to upload videos of themselves on how they define American. And as far as I'm concerned right now, when they ask me, if you ask me how I define American as everybody sitting in that room at the Hispanic Student Festival, making America better, making themselves better, and trying to find success and peace at a time that questions, I think, too often, unfortunately, questions our very existence. You owe it to yourself to succeed. You owe it to yourself more than anything else. So I'll hopefully be taking your questions in a Skype interview soon, and thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Bye.